What's going on, people? It's your Condo, another Falcon fan, coming back at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about first day of training camp, 2021 training camp. And before we get started the video, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like buttons, hit the notification bell, and comment. Let me know what you guys think about some of my takes and what I think about what's going on with our Falcons this year. So let's get started the video. Today we're going to talk about, like I said, 2021 training camp. And we had some heavy hitters come out today. Mr. Arthur Blank came out and spoke. We had Arthur Smith come out and speak. And we also had Grady Jared come out. Then I'm going to talk about a couple storylines that we can look forward to moving into training camp and what to expect moving forward. So, first of all, we had Mr. Arthur Blank come out today. And the way he sounded, he was very excited about the new regime, the new coaching staff, the new GM that we got. He liked what we did in the off season. We talked about his expectations, and he actually feel like we're gonna be a pretty good team this year. And I actually agree with him. I think the regime did a great job during the off season, during the draft, picking up the free agents. Of course, when Julio, requesting for a trade, getting the best value we can out of that deal, and then shaping up this team. So I actually think they did a great job. And then I also think Arthur Smith himself, the way he went about the offseason program and developing his culture, I think that's going to be very important to starting the training camp. So I agree with Arthur Blank, the way he talked about moving forward with the team. He expect excellence, and that's what you should expect. Just because we had 3 losing seasons in a row, that's the reason he made the change. And with the new regime coming in, and I think they have the same mindset as well, is that we're not trying to rebuild, we're trying to be competitive, and we're trying to compete for a championship. And that should be your job every year when you come into the season, is trying to compete for a championship. So, like I said, I agree with Mr. Blank and what he feel about the team. But you can feel a certain way all you want. Now it's time for you to actually go out and put it out on the field. And if we can do that, and put everything together with this new regime, this new coaching staff, I think we're going to be all right. So the next person we had come out was Arthur Smith, and I can't say enough about what I think about Arthur Smith. I think the way he's approaching this his new job as a head coach is just great. I love the way he's trying to instill his culture. Um, started from his first press conference he had, talking about accountability, talking about holding people accountable. Um, he mentioned that it's not going to be about slogans, and it's going to be about the best players is going to play, and that's what it should be about. Accountability. The best player is going to play, and if we do that, if you come out with that mindset, everybody knows that to get on the field you got to compete. And the whole saying, iron sharpen iron. But when you feel like your spot is already solidified, you might not come out and play as hard during training camp and practice. You got to practice like you're gonna play, and he's already putting that mindset in these guys. It's where if you want to get on the field, you got to put out in practice, and I love that about Arthur Smith, and I really believe that these guys are gonna be ready to play. I think Arthur Blank said about him that he's real smart, and he real detailed, and he knows exactly what he want to do. So Arthur Smith, I think he's gonna it's really gonna hit the ground running. Of course, he was offensive coordinator last year. Now he's got to be a head coach over the whole team. He talked about that, trying to balance that and make sure he's getting in on the defensive side, looking at defensive line, looking at defensive backs, special teams, But he mentioned that he brought in the right coaching staff, and that's what it's all about. A good leader actually, and I'm gonna say a quote from Theodore Roosevelt, not word for word, but it kind of goes like, "Good leader find good men to do a job, and then he get out the way and let them do that job." So, like I said, it's one exact quote, but that's my mentality as well. I think mentality as well. I think that when 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 you a leader, you put people in positions and you tell them the job you want them to do, and now you expect them to go out and do it. So he hired a good coaching staff. Now he wants his coaches to find the leaders on the teams, special teams, offense, defense, and go out and tell them what they want them to do, and then they want them to execute. So that's a good leader, and I think Arthur Smith is actually going to bring that to the Atlanta Falcons this year at training camp. All right, let's get into some of the storylines. Um, so one of the storylines that Arthur Smith talked about was we are starting the season with 3 guys on the um, physical unable to perform list, which was going to be Deidre Sanat and Matt Gunno, which neither one of those guys is planning on being at training camp. But put them on the PUP list, basically saying that it's a chance possibility they might be able to return this season. So we just have to wait to see about that. I don't know what that means for Deidre Sanat and making the 53-man roster. We just have to wait to see. Um, of course, Matt Gunno was our highest paid free agent we had this year when they gave him that second round tender. So more than likely he's going to get cut. But they feel like he's going to be able to be back sometime this season. So we just have to see. The third person was Caleb McGarry. We didn't really get what was actually wrong with Caleb McGarry, but Arthur Smith did mention that he should be back sooner rather than later. That's just what he stated. So hopefully we can get Caleb McGarry back on the field. We could, get that offensive line, in place. Like I said before, we need to make sure we get the 5 best offensive line starting and for September 12th against the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. We did also had Big Grady Jared come out today, and what I liked about Grady was, of course, 2-time Pro Bowler. I think one of the best defensive tackles in the league. But what he stated was he's trying to prove himself to his new coaching staff, which is awesome. He want to get better, and he mentioned he want to try to play to compete for a Super Bowl, which means that he putting the team first. But then he also mentioned he has some personal goals as well about what personal stuff that he want to do. Make sure he finished getting to the quarterback, get some sacks this year, and of course making another Pro Bowl, making first team All Defense. So that's his personal goals that he get. And basically what he said, if he can get those personal goals, everything else should work itself out. So just think about that with Big Grady Jarrett, and I think he's actually gonna be the leader in that defense. He talked about Marlon Davidson, and he looks like he's getting the defensive line hype, bringing their energy. Of course, that was one of my favorite players drafted in the draft last year, Marlon Davidson. Um, Unfortunately, he was never able to get on the field, consistently. He had an injury, he had COVID. So, I mean, between those things, I can't. It just kind of hurt his rookie season. So, we really don't know what to expect from Marlon Davidson. Kind of look at this as his rookie season, if you think about it. Hopefully, he can wreak some havoc like he did when he was at Auburn University. So we just have to wait to see from Marlon Davidson. But I think Big Grady Jarrett's actually going to be the leader of that defense, and he get those guys, the other leader, Deion Jones, on the linebacker core, and then the veterans, safeties, and the run Eric Harris to help out as well, I think our defense can be a whole lot better than it was last year. So, also we do have a couple more things to talk about. Is we do have some players on the COVID list, so they won't be starting training camp. Two players that I thought that was most relevant was Dante Fowler Jr. of course, and we know that right now we're looking at him to be our best pass rusher. So I'm telling how long he's going to be out, but that gives other guys opportunity to step up and show what they can do. Hopefully, Dante Fowler Jr. get back soon, so he can get in and get with his teammates and start getting his system down pat and be ready for the start of the season. So we'll have to see about that. The other player that was on the list was Lee Smith. I really think Lee Smith is going to actually play an important role on the offensive side of the ball. He's one of our blocking tight ends, one of the best blocking tight ends that we have on the team. And I think that when they go 12 personnel, 13 personnel, I think Lee Smith was going to actually play a role in that. Of course, that's what he's known for, his blocking. Especially we need that blocking when we do our running game. But every now and then he'll also go out and catch passes as well. But so just wish the best for all the players that made the COVID list. I hope they come back soon. So um pretty much personally that's all I got for the start of 2021 training camp. There's a whole lot of things to look forward to. The last thing I want to talk about is just when we talk about Caleb McGarry being out. So the starting offensive line right now, they got Jalen Mayfield starting at right tackle, Christian Intram left guard, Matt Hennessy at center, um, Josh Andrews at right guard, at left guard, and Jay Matthews at left tackle. I think I got it mixed up, but you guys know what I mean. So, of course, that's two new starters on the line right now, which is Josh Andrews and Jalen Mayfield playing that right tackle spot. So, hopefully, we like I said, man, you do not want to play, in and out, players on your offensive line. You want to make sure you get some kind of chemistry with your offensive line moving forward. And if we can't get Caleb McGarry, back on field soon, Jalen Mayfield might be the one who's going to actually hit the ground running at the right tackle spot. Then of course Josh Andrews, like I said, um, Josh Andrews has really not started many games in the NFL, so we really don't know what to expect from that. But I think between Dwayne Ledford and Arthur Smith, I think if these guys got any potential, they're gonna bring it out of these guys and get the best out of them. So of course, our first test is going to be that defensive line of Philadelphia. So it don't get easier because I think our first three games, first 4 or 5 games, all have strong defensive line. So we're going to get tested right in the first 5 games of the season. I mean, we have Philly, Tampa, the Washington football team, the Giants. Just think about those. Like I said, those 4 defensive lines. They have some great defensive tackles. So inside our guards and our center really gonna get tested those first 4 games of the season. Other than that, that's all I have. Come back to you guys probably tomorrow with another video talking about day 2. Once again, guys, I will be at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium on August 7th. Catch out the team live for open practice. Hope to see you guys there. Like I said, subscribe for my channel. Hit the like button for my content that I put out. Also, hit the notification bell. So you'll be notified when I have put another video out. Other than that, this is Ricondo, a real Falcon fan. Peace.